Hi, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness, and today we're playing Alien Isolation on the PlayStation 4. I hope you're excited. If you're not, you should be. Although this might be a hard game to record. I'm not actually going to play the main game. If you want to see the main game, I'm sure it's on somebody else's page, but you should watch my channel anyway, despite if I'm not providing what you want to watch, because you know what, I said so. That probably makes you want to watch it less. Anyway, this is Alien Isolation. This takes place after the first Alien movie. You play as Amanda Ripley, Ripley's daughter, Ellen Ripley's daughter. She's actually mentioned in the movie series, but you have to get the director's cut of Aliens to get a reference of her. Otherwise, if you don't watch the director's cut, you never hear about her daughter. But anyway, you're playing as Amanda Ripley looking for her mother. This is Alien Isolation. This has the Jerry Goldsmith soundtrack, which is amazing. A lot of people probably wouldn't be familiar with the soundtrack unless they were told, but I think the soundtrack, it's very subtle, but it's amazing for the game. And Jerry Goldsmith is super underrated. He also scored The Poltergeist, which is another one of my favorite movies. Alien's a favorite. I mean, how many movies do you have to say that your favorite before you don't have favorites anymore? I don't know. I have so many movies that I consider my favorite, but are they really your favorite? Favorite should be just one. So I don't know. I guess I don't have favorites. I have movies I prefer over other movies, but I think my favorite soundtrack he ever did was The Poltergeist. He also scored the soundtrack to the first Star Trek movie, which a lot of people don't like the actual movie, but the soundtrack is actually fairly decent on it. I believe he was supposed to score some of the music for the original series, but was tied up. He's no longer with us and doesn't do soundtracks anymore because he's dead. But yeah, let's get started. I'm not going to play the main game because you really don't get a feel for the game until, I don't know, like 20-30 minutes in, because, well, it has pacing. This is a long, decent single-player game, and this is one of the most faithful games to a movie franchise I've ever seen. I think one of the only other ones was Ghostbusters, but that's kind of silly and more simple to do. This was, I would think, more difficult because they had to design things that didn't exist with the idea that it's made with things that existed in the 70s, which is quite a challenge, but they pulled it off and it looks so nice. Let's just see. We're going to play Crew Expendable first, which is a replay of the first Alien movie, which probably isn't the best way to go, but whatever. I'm going to play on medium, and I'm going to get my ass handed to me, especially since I haven't played this in a long time. You got to play this for a while, and I really like this VHS look that it has going on. They basically took scenes, rendered them, and then ran them through a VHS and recorded them over. So it looks like the old, like, copies of Alien you might have watched as a kid on, I guess, Betamax or VHS.
Whatever it was big.
But the sets are dead on.
Disappeared into one of the cooling ducts.
And as you can see, most of the cast actually returned for this. This is actually DLC. I don't know how much it costs to pay for it. Some of the character models look like they're made out of clay, but the set around it looks really good. And Sigourney Weaver actually looks really good. It looks like a young Sigourney Weaver. Some of the other characters, like, he kind of looks a little bit weird, but that looks like Tom Skerritt. We'll play as Ellen because, I mean, that's who you'd play as.
Ripley, you lead it into the primary air shaft and trap it on the lower deck.
Whenever I see that symbol, I don't. It just passed. It reminds me of the pedigree dog food symbol. Maybe I show it because I passed by. No. Let me turn the sound down a little bit so my commentary isn't drowned out. Although it's going to be harder to play because of that. But, I mean, actually, it's on the settings that I had it when I attempted to record this before. That's good enough. I need to hear somewhat because of the alien. But the set design on this it's just incredible. Like, they need to hire these people if they make either another Prometheus or Alien film for real. One thing about Prometheus kind of reminded me of like the early Star Wars movies, and I guess since it's still new and it's a more expensive ship and not like a tow truck type ship or whatever, like the stuff was all glossy, nice and clean, but it just didn't have that aesthetic I would think an Alien. So the little cross right there reminds me of the pedigree symbol. Usually there's like another cube in the middle. I don't know why. The pedigree dog food. I don't know if they have it where you are. There's Ash. They had some person that just sounds like him, but it's not Ash. Or the guy who plays Ash. But it has like the 70s feel with the 2 million buttons that don't. Well, that one looked like the pedigree dog food sign. It probably means something, but I'm too dumb to know. Well, I'm not dumb, I'm not educated. Now, I haven't played this in a long time, so I kind of forgot how the controls are, which isn't really going for me too much. One of the worst things you can do in this game is run. The attention to detail is just amazing, and even though this is on PlayStation 4, the 360 and PS3 versions don't look too shabby either. So if you can't play it on the next gen, I would definitely try to play it on something. But this is a survival horror type game, and it's a different kind of survival horror where you're mostly running. There's like no way to really kill the aliens. So, yeah, it might not be a game for you. But if you like the franchise, I think that it'll win you over. Things. The weapons and items and everything are super detailed. Like I said, some of the character models look weird, but it's so forgivable compared to the rest of the thing. And even though this game looked like complete crap, it's so accurate to the game, you know. It's like, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if this game looks horrible, even though it looks really nice. Now, I forgot the controls. There we go. This is somewhat inaccurate to the movie. This is like a mixture of the motion tracker from Aliens, but you know, it's a video game, so it works. Like in the movie, it was just the motion tracker without the screen on it, and it kind of made like a weird sound when things would walk past it.
The security system has shut a number of doors, so you need to gather equipment.
Yeah, shut up. I don't
Mother's
like
not
you.
really helping the situation, unfortunately.
You're the reason why we're dealing with all this shit.
Sure.
Spoiler alert, although this movie came out in like 1979 or 8 or whatever. There's also an escape mission where you play as Ellen trying to escape with the DLC, except you don't get Jonesy the cat. I believe the cat's name's Jonesy. I'm really terrible with names, and I'm talking and the aliens hear the whole time. You have to be careful not to use that real close to the aliens' proximity, because if you do, he'll hear you. He can actually smell you. I'm saying he, but I don't know the sex of the alien. Since it almost has like an insect-like lifestyle, I'd almost say it would be female. Shit. I forgot what the flamethrower button was. You'll die a lot in this game, I'm not gonna lie to you. This game is not the easiest to do a commentary with. It's not that easy to do without. There's flamethrower. My thingy. Okay. That little bar actually shows you where your objective is. And if you notice, this goes out of focus, but if you use the left trigger, you can actually control your focus. Obviously, that little blip on the screen is the alien. But I mean, look at the dust and everything, the lighting, it's just all spot on. It's like somehow the developers got to go on to the set when they were filming the movie and like took photographs and items and did the concept artwork on the set. Like, it's crazy the amount of detail. And even when they were inventing things that weren't in the movie, like, everything looks like it fits in. And you got like a CRT screen instead of like some fancy LCD screen. This almost feels more like the way I would imagine if I saw Alien before Aliens, you know, like if Aliens wasn't out yet, this is what I would imagine the sequel to be more like.
Close it down. This plan is crazy. Some kind of suicide.
It's the only plan we've got, Parker. If you've got a better one, I'd like to hear it.
You know, Sigourney Weaver doesn't really do voice acting work. Actually did quite a good job. I'm sure if she was in the Ghostbuster game, she would have did a way better job than Alyssa Milano, who's campy as all fuck. But I don't think the Ghostbuster game was as well written. That was close. Good thing I didn't have my motion tracker on. I need to get used to having that flamethrower out for reals. This game can be emotionally draining. To some people it's scary. To me it's more emotionally draining in a stressful, suspenseful type way. I was able to finish it on medium. I have not played the harder difficulty settings or the easier difficulty settings. so I don't know what changes. I imagine the aliens more sensitive and less sensitive depending on the difficulty that you play. But look at the light hitting the steam or whatever the heck that gas is that's coming out. It illuminates it. It's just, the attention to detail is just so fucking amazing. If you run, you'll instantly die. A lot of people who play Call of Duty aren't used to this type of game and have issue with it because they try to play it like they're fighting an army, and the game just doesn't work that way. And I'm talking like an expert, but I'll probably get killed. And if you play on PlayStation 4, the light flashes with the motion tracker. So I definitely recommend playing this game at night. It adds to the atmosphere, especially when your controller is like beeping and reflecting on the reflecting like on your walls and stuff. It's like you're really holding the motion tracker. I just can't get over the set design and the lighting. Collect flamethrower fuel. Can't have enough of that. It's a cute little kitty poster. I really hope that they do a sequel. It'd be cool if they actually tried to do an Aliens game. I mean, I'm one of the few people on Earth that like the Alien Colonial Marines, especially since it's been patched. It's a better game. It's not the best game I've ever played, but if you like the license, you get a lot more out of it. Just like this game, I think people get a lot more out of it. Otherwise, people might just look past it as like another like science fiction, another Outlast in like a science fiction universe. But it's so much more than that. The flamethrower doesn't kill the alien, it just kind of pisses it off and makes it run for a little while so you can be on your merry way. Flamethrower fuel is quite precious, and you have to learn how to build stuff through the menu. I don't have any med kits or anything to build stuff with. But this is just a quick demonstration of the game, so it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to show you kind of how the game works. Also, I don't know about this area. Oh, I guess I've never actually been in this area. I haven't played much of the DLC, to be honest with you. But that's awesome. They got the water dripping down and everything. That's so accurate to the film. I swear, it's like they were right there. They must have like watched the damn fucking movie like frame by frame. I could have sworn he was part of the crew that was supposed to reprise their role. I guess I was wrong, since obviously he can't talk in his current condition, as far as I know, unless this is like in the Walking Dead universe. Although he would just kind of growl and snarl and shit, so alright. I need to do something around here. There's Tom Skerritt.
By right, it should have been me going in there.
It's my choice, Dallas. Let's get this done.
It's a cool watch.
Okay. I'm through to the aft decks.
Right. Find the primary airshaft system and lead the creature down to the deck below. I can connect to the airlock systems from my terminal.
I don't think I have to lead it. I think it's always just there. even though it has its own AI, I think it kind of follows you no matter what. Where are we going? Here? Alright. Let's do this. It looks scary down there. Hope I have enough flamethrower fuel. It looks like I have enough to blast
I'm just
it.
trying to get a reading here.
I'm trying to duck, but I
All right,
guess I'm
I got a
already
reading on
ducked.
you now. Hold on a second. I
Definitely
think I
want
got-
that.
Yes, it's in there with you.
Of course it is.
Right around there. You're gonna have to be careful. That's it.
Well, that takes care of that. This video is going to be a lot longer if I keep on playing. But as you can see, it's doable. It's just difficult. You got to be careful and on your toes. But I can't recommend this game enough if you like the alien movies or you like survival horror type games or horror type games. Survival horror to me is like Resident Evil, the old ones, where it's kind of like in a third person type thing. So I almost think that this running away, being helpless genre is almost like its own genre, but I don't know what you would call it. But I guess we'll call it survival horror. If you like these types of games, like Outlast, Slender, whatever, like either way, like I would definitely recommend this game. The art design, the music, the suspense, the story is interesting, just the attention to detail. I can't say enough good things about it. That's why it was on my list of top games of 2014. This game definitely has my vote. So definitely check it out. This was the DLC. This wasn't the actual game. So I don't know if they still sell the Nostromo edition, which came with the codes for these levels. But I mean, the main game alone is pretty long, and it's a long single player campaign, which is sort of a rare thing these days. So that alone is kind of cool. But I'm not gonna lie to you, like it is emotionally taxing sometimes to play this. Not necessarily because it's scary. It's just kind of suspenseful because you got to be so careful, and it's really hard to play without sound. So I definitely recommend you either playing with headphones or a good surround sound system. But this is Alien Isolation for the PlayStation 4. Fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and feel free to click the thumbs up button if you liked this video, and basically, like, I would love it if you would leave a comment, positive or negative. If you choose to leave a negative comment, make sure the criticism is constructive and you're not deliberately trying to be a jerk. And if you're new to this channel, obviously you know how YouTube works, but I would love to put the idea in your head again to feel free to subscribe. And for those of you who have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. No matter how you support the channel, whether you watch my videos, comment, thumbs up. And again, feel free to comment. I'd love to get to know all of you. I have a lot of people that are subscribed that I don't even know or talk to or seen comments of. I'd like to get to know you guys and your ideas and stuff like that. I don't have a shitload of people. This isn't a huge channel. Not that I'm complaining, because I'd be happy if I had 10 people. But I don't. I have more, and I'd like to get to know more of you guys and, you know, have that whole community thing going on. So it'll be cool. But thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely recommend to play this game on whatever system you can, if you like survival horror type games, or if you like the Alien universe. like I said, this game isn't for anybody, but those are two things that I would definitely play, but just based on that, like, or if you just like video games. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm rambling. All right, bye.